Welcome to the What's Good Tampa Show. What's Good Tampa Show. This is where we talk about all things Tampa Bay and beyond. Coming to you from the Gimmick in Ybor City, here's your hosts, Austin and Sean.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Here we are.
Here we are. We made it. I was afraid I wouldn't even make it through this weekend because of all this Taylor Swift bullshit. Nonsense. I mean, the whole city was taken over. You couldn't get anywhere. Did you go to the concert?
No, we had shows here.
Oh, okay. Well, I knew you were a big Taylor Swift fan, so I just thought maybe you'd be out there. No?
No, absolutely not.
You're not. Okay.
No, but I know there's a lot of people. I guess when she grew up country, then went pop, and everyone got pissed at her and whatever, dated John Mayer and Bieber.
Did she? She dated John? Wow,
that's
I did
what
not
I hear.
that. I mean, it's just
she has like a song about it or something.
She had 3 nights in a row: Thursday, Friday, Saturday, sold out Raymond James Stadium,
well,
60,000 plus.
Some people that I know
night.
and love and that are close to me. I got into this conversation. Actually, I would like to know where you stand on this. So
sure.
Once they opened up the third show,
Yeah.
what is this? 60,000 people? No,
Yeah.
what is there? 30,000 people maybe?
No, 60,000 people. Yeah.
So they opened the third show Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yep.
And she was so nice. She donated like $150,000 to the food bank in Tampa for opening her own show. Now, here's where I go. Now, there's 2 ways you can look at this, okay? Oh, my gosh, that's so amazing of her.
Wow, what a sweet woman.
What a sweet woman. Or, damn, she hired the right publicist. Yo, we're going to make another...
Yeah.
Whatever it is,
Yeah.
60,000 tickets
60,000
plus
tickets.
300 a ticket.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we're going to give 150,000 to the food bank and bank an extra mil. Here's my thing. Ain't hating on her, but what a move by the publicist.
I mean, that's what they
Tampa
do.
Bay loves them some Taylor Swift.
They certainly
And I'm
do.
not talking shit on her. I think it's brilliant.
And it's not even Tampa Bay. I mean, people
But do you think
flew
she's in there like, you know what, I just love Tampa so much, I'm going to donate to get those hungry people fed.
No, she didn't even think about it. It wasn't her idea.
Well,
You think
she
it was her
wasn't.
idea?
By the way, she wasn't allowed to leave that motorcade
I'm
without personal security. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
But that's what comes with a celebrity. I don't see you walking around with security
well,
guards.
and I don't have
And I
150 grand just to give away. She doesn't even blink at $150,000.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be cool if you saw her, even with her security force, walk down 7th and hand it to the people? I'm going to flip coins in the air for them to catch.
Yeah, you think
Matter
she would
she
do
was
that?
giving them like food cards.
Yeah, that would
be amazing.
That would be way more admirable. I
Yeah,
think. You know,
and not even admirable because I want to listen. Whether she did or didn't, like, yo, she's killing it.
Yeah. Do you think she's hot?
What's hot? Define hot. Like
attractive. Do you think she's attractive?
I did. So I haven't seen her in a long time, like probably years. I haven't even
so
paid
when
attention.
she was a little
I don't
girl,
watch.
you thought she was attractive.
No.
That's
Like when
what
she
you're
was.
saying,
What
you
is she?
freak.
She's 30.
I think she's like 33 or 34.
So when she was like in her
something
mid
that.
20s, like a college kid, she looked like she was an
Yeah.
attractive,
Yeah.
skinny person, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, for me, it's like for me, I am whatever it is.
Yeah.
I have this block when it comes to celebrity.
Yeah.
Where it's like it's cool. I almost like the work that some of the celebrities do instead of the facade that's been put up around them.
What do you mean?
Well, meaning like I would like if she was like a crazy person, like I want to see her at the Ritz on Saturday, even in a private booth, getting crazy with like black makeup on and like like
maybe
getting
at the
wild.
castle or something
at
like
the
that.
castle. But like, and I get it is like there comes a responsibility to the people that buy your tickets that you can't.
Right.
What they see has to be true.
Yeah.
We don't know who she's arguing with afterwards.
Oh no, I bet I feel like she comes off as a sweet person, but I bet behind the scenes she's like Bridezilla type of.
You think so?
I think so. I think
she's got that vibe for you.
She's
that
got
energy?
that vibe for me, yeah, for sure. But I mean, I do think she's attractive.
Oh, you do?
Oh yeah, I mean.
So if she picked you out of the crowd and say, "Hey, I have a couple extra people that can come back to the bus," I'm not saying anything would happen, but you'd go back there.
I mean, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't go back there?
I would too, but
Yeah,
for much
exactly.
different reasons.
No, why? What are those different reasons?
Not because she's hot. I would go back there because, like, how quick can I start running my mouth to get kicked out of here? But not berating people, just coming up with crazy
'cause
stories.
berating
Maybe I
people-
should. You know what? Maybe
Tell
I
me.
should be a comic. Maybe I should start doing comedy tonight at the open mic.
Tonight's your first night? No, you've done
Well,
it before.
'cause
and I
Naughty
heard
Nate.
I heard it was cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Naughty Nate went up there. He did mushrooms. I think we've told this story
Yeah.
before, and got up there and told a story about getting on an airplane, whatever.
Right.
And so I went up and did like 2.5 minutes, like just a story from college I told.
And did it let people laugh?
Oh yeah, but here's the thing. Just like Taylor Swift, no, I'm not that famous. But in my own building, a bunch of people that know me and love that I do the open mic,
Right.
they've known me for 7 months. Are they just laughing because it's me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
So probably not funny.
It's funny in the eye of the beholder, though, right?
True.
True, right?
Because you like dad jokes.
I love
Dan
dad
doesn't.
jokes, and Dan doesn't. But the other thing, too, I think we mentioned this before, is that, like, sometimes, too, whether it's funny or not depends on the crowd. Because you can say the same joke.
People laugh at Joe Rogan jokes all the time.
What is your beef with Joe Rogan?
I have no beef.
I know you have beef with Joe
Rogan. I
don't. You've said many times, like, you don't like Joe Rogan.
I never said those words. I've never said the words I don't like him.
What is it about him you don't like?
I never said I don't like Joe Rogan.
What
I actually listened to his podcast. I've never seen anybody stand-up comedy other than in this. Like, I've never watched a special.
Are you kidding?
Isn't that
You've
crazy?
never watched any comedy special?
Dude, I started, I've watched maybe the first 5 minutes of Eddie Murphy Delirious on YouTube, maybe the first 5 minutes of, like, Tom Segura, Burt Kreischer, just to, like, understand. But, like, dude, I have not still seen, like, the Machine movies coming out. Burt Kreischer was just here in Tampa. He's from Tampa. Yeah. You have a unique, spot to him, the bacon roll, Kevin Bacon Roll. But the crazy thing is I've never seen a full act of stand-up.
Really?
Ever.
So you run a comedy club, but you've never watched stand-up?
I've watched maybe some clips of Dane
and
Cook.
like none of the Chappelle specials that like came out not long ago?
I would watch the controversial What'd He Say, but but no, there's no beef with Rogan. I think what Rogan's doing is directly helping me
in the
club. Well, because he's making comedy on a grander scale.
Is what he does, I mean, would you call it a comedy show?
What he does?
Yeah.
No. What I'm saying, though, is in the comedy community, he's created these rules that people follow. So the only thing I would say that's, I don't even want to say questionable, like, this is what happened. Those people have picked their leader.
Right.
I just hate people that blindly go to a leader. I never want to be a leader where they say, whatever Sean says, that's what goes. As you can probably tell, the things I talk about, no one's going to say that. But I'm just not into the hive mind of thinking, the sheep following the shepherd. Like, in my mind, there's only one thing you should follow, and if you're somebody of religion, it's God.
Well, but isn't that what you probably should like about Rogan? Because he always is questioning what.
Is he?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
he's questioning it on his podcast, but like, is he really what is he questioning? Like, give me what's the last thing that got questionable, not just in the mainstream media, that he's like commented on that he questioned.
That he questioned? I mean, I don't know, like COVID.
Okay, what did he question, and when did he question it?
Well, I mean, look, I don't remember all the exact scenes.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is, like, yeah, everyone questioned
like
COVID
the validity of
2
the
years later.
And,
2 years later. But I remember when they already knew this was happening, and there was definitely, this hesitancy protocol that you have to say anybody that's a vaccine hesitancy person. He made sure all his ducks are in a row, and that, I mean, he started questioning it 7-8 months after people were just getting stabbed with it. Right. When did you get your shot?
I did.
Are you happy?
No.
Okay.
If I could go back, I would not.
Every single one of my friends that I've talked to that got the shot said, I am not happy I did it, and I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Where was Joe Rogan the first month or the second month? He was just stepping back, too. Now, the problem is, too.
So you do have beef.
I don't have beef with him. I guess what I'm saying is, I don't like people that are trying to be an idol or a martyr, and I think he does the reverse of it. I think he goes out and he brings great guests. I'm a fan. I listen to the show. I just think when you are, calling yourself stupid, yet if you're trying to make a point, you want somebody to understand, well, I know because I've done the research, you're kind of playing both sides of the fence. I'm just a dumb, UFC guy.
Yeah.
But when we're talking about myocarditis, you need to listen to me because I talk to the scientists. So it's not a beef. It's like, people get captured. I hate people that get listen, if you're getting captured by me, then you're probably not that smart.
Well, yeah, I would definitely agree with that.
But I don't think people are capturing me. I guess what I'm saying is everyone should have their own opinions, and you shouldn't just go dire straits with whatever. Not just Joe Rogan, just anybody. We all have friends that like.
We understand you don't trust opinion. Just like when the doctor told you should take a medication in order to not have a stroke, you didn't trust his opinion.
I didn't trust his opinion. I went and he said 2 to 4 days that can stroke you out, and you can have reoccurrence of a stroke can kill half your.
And you did.
But for 7 days I didn't take it, and none of that happened. So does that mean the doctor wanted me on the meds because he gets a kickback, or does that mean in medical school they taught him, hey, listen, 60% of the people after I shock your heart is supposed to be on a blood thinner, or you can have a stroke? Is it 60%, or did he just come up with that because that's what he was taught?
Okay, well
because know what we learned about COVID?
What?
All those people that were telling us that it was bad for you,
Yeah.
They're quacks.
Well, answer that own question about your doctor. Answer that own question.
What question?
Do you think that he was doing it for a kickback, or he was doing it because that was probably the best
I think he's
decision?
captured by science.
he's captured by.
What do you think
but
about
isn't
Anthony
that what
Fauci?
Medical and health, it's all about. Is it's the science behind how.
How do you learn that science?
You go to school.
Yeah, what school and who's teaching those schools? People that agree with
Did you ask him all these questions?
I don't
before?
know. Let me ask you a question. Drug companies, have they gotten in trouble for killing people by giving them drugs that they shouldn't have?
Probably.
Oh, absolutely. They've paid the biggest fines of any corporations in the history of the
What drug
world.
are we talking about?
Oxycontin. Purdue Pharma paid, what was it, up $3 billion in fines? Maybe more. But they made like $30 billion, whatever. I don't know the numbers. We should ask Joe Rogan because he's the expert when it comes to that. But what I'm saying is you don't have to listen to Joe Rogan. You can literally just type in to a search.
Yeah.
Pharmacy, big medical and paying out for damages.
Right.
So my point is like, I don't know why he's doing that, but I can guarantee you one thing: the cardiologist that I saw is captured.
I see.
100%.
So you definitely don't.
But I'm not saying I'm smarter than him either.
Well, it sounds like.
No, it's not. Here's what I'm saying: 1,000 years ago, what did their cardiologist tell them?
I don't know.
They figured it out, or did that person just stroke out and die?
Probably just stroked out and died.
You think so?
Probably.
Well, they captured you to make you think that's what happened. It's crazy. Because how did we get to this place? Did we need medical to make people live so long? They were living a little bit longer.
I think medical science has probably made people live longer now.
What about laws, though, to not kill each other and kill your neighbors? Thousands of years ago, they were just cutting each other's heads off, too. Do we ever put that? Or is it just the medicine that helps us? So what you're saying is you're saying that more medicine than not is there to help you and save your life, in your opinion.
I'm saying that if a doctor tells you his
to do something, you're doing it.
You should probably do it.
You're doing it.
Yeah, I would do it.
Okay.
Just like you cut out soda or whatever and all that other shit because the doctor told you to do it.
No.
So you're finding a balance somewhere.
Nope. What I did was I was told, okay, why did this happen? Well, how much coffee do you drink? 3 or cups a day. Do you drink energy drinks? No, I don't. Do you drink any of those zero non-sugar sodas and stuff? Yes.
Yeah.
Like, that could be a problem. That's like when I was in the hospital, that's what they asked. And those are 2 things that could have been the problem. So what did I do? Since a month ago, I just haven't had a soda or any diet anything and haven't had a cup of coffee.
So, and you feel better.
But I didn't need
That's the number one
But
thing.
a doctor didn't need to tell, like, that's what I'm saying too, is like that could come from a friend that had a friend that had, this is bad for you. It's like that was a poor decision I made to not understand how bad NutraSweet could be for you.
Yeah.
But it's not for everybody, because I know people that drink it every single day, all day, and are fine.
Right.
Well, maybe not fine, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, look at me. I'm doing
But
fine.
all I'm saying is, if you're going to be captured, be very careful on who captures you.
Okay, great point.
You know what I
Great
mean?
point. We'll hit a commercial break.
And we're back. Well, it's cool, the Jets here.
Yeah,
It's
you got
getting wild.
fired up. I didn't mean to get you so upset.
Not really, but it's really important for me. Just like let's everything from Taylor Swift to the cardiologist to Joe Rogan. let's make sure that we don't worship idols. I think that's the worst thing that you can do. But I wanted to talk to you about something, too, that I was thinking about. And it's just because, now that the gimmick here, we supply vintage clothes. We sell here and online. We're going to start posting them on our Instagram. You can buy some really cool, inexpensive 90s, 80s, and 90s vintage tees. I've been very blessed to have somebody to go out, and he picks. And I just said, like, hey, I want 80s, 90s graphics tees.
Is their name Austin, too?
His name is Austin. Yeah, he's a cool dude. But anyway, they're all $15 or $20. They're like cheap. And this isn't to plug that, but what do you think about like the trends in like clothing? Because it went to like skinny jeans, like dudes especially like wearing skinny jeans, and I could never fit in a pair of skinny jeans because but like but here I don't know any 6'6" people wearing skinny jeans that rolling through. But so here's my question: do you think it's all sick? Like in the last 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, this 80s fab, the bright colors are coming back. All the sports teams have like knockoff. They do different jerseys that roll that. Do you like this thing? And this is the first time I've seen this fad where it actually gets into old school, because you'd have your friends' dads wearing like the old 80s button downs and shit. And they're not wearing them because they're trying to be trendy. They're wearing them because like I'm not going shopping and this stuff still fits me.
Right, yeah.
But nowadays you got kids, 18, 19, 20, wearing the stuff that we wore when we were in high school from the 90s. I'm looking up there like in the 90s Daytona Classic shirt. Yeah. But they wear it, and you can see the cut is different. It almost looks like some people say it's like the homeless look or the drape look. Like it's too big for them, doesn't fit. But that's how it was. Junko jeans, like that's just how it rolled. And now it's like almost like, ooh, but do you think that's a fringe thing like punk rock that's coming back up through? Or do you think it's just like, hey, they're now realizing, just like every generation, because when I was a kid in the 90s, I was wearing those shirts and I was not wearing the 60s and 70s shit that my parents were probably wearing.
Right. Yeah, no, I think it all comes.
What's cool?
What's cool? And I think it comes back around. I mean,
bell bottoms weren't cool. They're never coming back.
See, you don't think so?
No.
That's so funny because I saw a dude the other night at a bar wearing bell bottoms.
Well, don't just assume that he's a dude. That was actually something that I've been trying to talk to you about.
Them, whatever it was.
I don't like assumptions either. No. Can't be captured and don't make assumptions.
Yeah, I know, I agree, but I do think it's just one of those things. It like circles back around, But
but like when you were in high school, did you have kids wearing 60s, 70s like drapery?
No. But I did say this in the last episode. I feel like our generation is way more nostalgic than like any 100%. Other generation.
But do we just feel that way because we're going through it?
I don't think so, because it's not like our parents like ever gave a shit about owning shit when they were kids.
True.
When they were older, like they didn't care about, I want the Nintendo in my house because I had one when I was a kid.
Because they didn't.
But now us in our 30s and 40s, we want the Nintendo in our house because we had it when we were kids.
You make
like,
a good point too. Through the 90s, it's the biggest tech boom, so everybody got to see what everybody else was wearing. Back in the 60s and 70s, with no internet, no cell phones, no texting, they didn't know what the fuck was going on in the town next to them.
And my dad wasn't like, I want a rotator phone inside my house, because it's like
it's just like, hey, I went to the store, there was 2 of them. I bought this one.
So I don't know. I mean, I think it's our
those rotophones.
In particular. Yeah,
they still like them now. Like that's the thing.
They?
Well, now it's a nostalgia thing, but they don't even hook up to real land. You can't even own one.
Yeah, right. They don't work. Right?
They don't work.
There's not even phone
digital
booths anywhere. Yeah, right? Is there any phone booths?
Maybe.
There's like one phone booth in all of New York now. I think.
Is there?
I think
and that's
so.
for
I think
nostalgia.
I saw an article on that. Yeah.
Yeah, but like payphones.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Nostalgia.
That's fucking crazy. But
did you ever make a lot of calls from a payphone?
When I was younger, I did. Yeah, it was when I was younger. I met a girl on America Online, and I used to have to go to the payphone because I couldn't call her long distance from my phone.
Good point.
So I would get like
quarters.
I'd just be bumping quarters.
You're like, Mom, I have to go do the laundry real quick at the laundromat, and you're just pumping quarters
from a payphone. How crazy,
dude! What was his name when you found out it was a dude?
Oh man, that was
That's wild.
Yeah, that was wild. America Online.
But wild. You know what? Everyone has that story from that era.
Yeah.
Like the things are different. Well, back in the day too, like if you were ever, I had a little brother. Mm-hmm. So if you were talking to a girl in like 6th or 7th grade and like, oh, you're just chatting.
You had a little brother? Did you eat him?
I have had a little brother living with me at the time. I'm saying.
Okay.
So if you had multiple phones in your house, one or two, you always had the one that was connected to the wall.
Yeah.
And then like late 90s when I was in like early 90s when I was in like 6th, 7th, 8th grade. You had the wireless, and it would run out after like 30 minutes because it was never hung up on the hook.
Right.
But you'd have to like go into another room. But if you could do it, and I've done this to him too, as he got older, like if you picked it up nice and you could listen to the conversation without them knowing. Then use that to hammer them during the day and talk shit. So I remember that too, like being like tucked behind the corner of a chair and like no one could find you with the lights out, just talking about nothingness, like Guns N' Roses' new album or something.
Right.
But yeah, like you could have your parents or your siblings like listening in on the other side.
Yeah.
So
I used to do that to my sister too.
Yeah, and it's like if you knew what you knew now, wouldn't it be cool to like come up with crazy stories on purpose to like fuck with your parents? Just be like, hey, do you want to like, all right, 2 a.m. I'm going to get up. We're going to go steal the shit out of the school.
Yeah.
You still have that key? And yeah, I got the key. Like just to fuck with it. But you weren't thinking that way because you're like, oh, dude, this is where you can still hit kids.
Yeah, totally.
So I'll get my ass beat if that happens.
So speaking of doing sketchy shit like that, what is this I heard about you having a stalker now?
Yeah, here we go, heart attack. I don't have a stalker. It's a weird thing.
Yeah, tell me what happened.
So I go home, and it was after a comedy show, so I think it was like a Wednesday, and I got home at like 9:30.
Okay.
And as I pull up the garage door, all the way up at the garage door, there's writing in what looks to be like cutesy handwriting, and my kids they draw on the sidewalk with sidewalk chalk. Well, this person, whoever wrote it, wrote, "Hey, gimmick, big," right next to my garage door.
Weird.
Yeah, and so it's like, okay, I'm not scared or anything, locked and loaded, ready to rock. But what I'm saying is now it's like, okay, now we got and then it's like I wrote like a little note back like, who is this? To see if they'd come back. They never did. But like then you're thinking too, like I live in a community where no one knows me as Gimmick anyway. They just know me as Sean. But like it's so funny. It's like you're going through these things like who could it be? Why? Weird. But it's probably, somebody just like, but how do they know I live there? It's a weird thing.
Yeah, how did they know you never,
where I live?
You never announced your address on the show or at the comedy shows, obviously.
No.
Nothing like that.
No one doxed me.
Do your neighbors know you own a studio called The Gimmick?
Maybe, but like my neighbors also are like old, like
they wouldn't do cutesy handwriting,
but say hey, and they wouldn't call me Gimmick either.
Right.
So but it was weird to me. So it is what it is. It's fun.
Well, how's your wife feel?
She was just like, what? Well, she's just like, do you have a stalker? Like, no, I don't have a stalker. Like I said, I can't capture anybody.
Yeah.
Like, no one's captured by the things I say. But no, it's not a stalker. It's probably just somebody like, but it's whoever it is, it's a good joke. Because it's like, hey, Gimmick, like, it's probably some like dude that was like, dude, watch this. I'm going to do it in cursive and make it look funny. Like,
you can tell if it's a girl.
But here's the thing. Now the cameras are all locked and loaded. So if they come back, I got night vision.
Wow. Oh, man. How crazy is that?
It's wild.
That would freak me out, too.
I mean, it's weird, though, because you got to look at it two ways. Number one, it can probably make my wife, feel like maybe less safe now because somebody might be not. And secondly, like our podcast's doing so good, somebody found a way to reach out to the Gimmick.
But finding where you live, though, that is.
But
really
here's
weird.
what I'm thinking too: is does my mail person watch the shows and knows I'm the Gimmick? Like
that still seems weird.
Does. Well, have you ever had a mark like show? Like, do you have any stories with Tampa's Life? I know you have much more subscribers than I do on your social media, and you've been doing this a long time, and you have very big hits and a lot of people watching, and you get recognized all the time. But like, do you have any weird ones where it came in?
I mean, I don't know that I have any that weird. I have had people like me being on my front porch or. Like the FedEx guy, like who when I answered the door knew who I was, but they weren't seeking me out.
Right.
Like, they just found
they weren't like, "Hey, Austin."
Yeah, no, they just happened to stumble upon me at my house. Yeah. So, but this is someone who's like seeked you out and to write something on your driveway.
Is my wife just killing it and she's like, it was really her the whole time and she's just throwing a bamboo?
No, you would be able to tell though.
But first of all, that's not her style. That's not her energy.
Yeah.
But. What about if it's one of my boys that knows where I live and they're like, yo, let's fuck with him?
Yeah, the whole thing. Like,
because I live on the golf course. So what if like my boys were golfing and they're like, I'm going to walk around the side of the house and write this?
Yeah. But again, I feel like you can tell if it's written by a
girl. And wouldn't they tell me 2 weeks later?
Yeah, they would tell you.
Like, dude, did you see it?
Yeah. They would tell you.
Because that's something I would do to a friend.
They want to see the reaction.
They want to see the reaction. Well, they're getting it now.
They're getting it now. Dude, it's weird.
Do you think those two, the teenage kids fight that you had to break up in front of your house, do you think they recognized you?
Yeah, right. That was a story.
Tell that story real quick because it was funny. And you can leave out whatever you need to. But, like, you literally had at 2 a.m. a spillover from the streets in Tampa into your front yard.
Yeah, I think they were playing high school kids or something. But I'm laying in bed, and at 2 in the morning, all of a sudden, I hear bloody murder. Women screaming, like it was girls. You could tell screaming at the top of their lungs.
Am I dreaming? And then you're like, no, I'm not.
I jumped out of bed and ran to my front window, and I could see somebody holding someone down in the bushes, like by their neck. But
your yard,
in my front yard, and I couldn't see who they were holding down. So I assumed it was a woman
because you heard the screams.
I heard the screams, but there was 3 like cars lined up outside in front of my house.
This was a thing.
Yeah. So
mean streets.
Apparently the cars were chasing each other down. For some reason, they stopped in front of my house. Someone got out of the car, and the other guy went out after him.
Right.
But he was holding someone down, so I just immediately, which was a dumb decision now looking back.
Or was it good because you saved somebody's life?
Maybe, but anyway, I just...
So you hit a young kid.
so I jump out of the front door, charge this kid, and just basically tackle him to the ground. And
you commit an assault.
Yep, I assault this young 15-year-old.
Although it's in your property, so at this point.
And I just basically have him in a chokehold, and I'm like yelling, like, what the fuck's going on? I'm just like cursing at the top of my lungs. The kid that was on the ground, I realized now it was a guy.
Yep.
Got up, just sprinted off down the street. Well, the other guy who I'm now choking, his buddy's like filming me with the, with the cell phone.
And you're like, you're wearing a Tampa's Life shirt.
Yeah, I wish I knew where that footage was. But anyways, he's like, he's a minor, bro. He's a minor.
Well, you're on my you're in my
You were
lawn.
just trying to choke some kid out in my front yard. I'm just supposed to let you do it because you're a minor?
Now, did you think, and you did something where, like, you didn't pummel his face in?
No, I never punched him. No, I just had him in a chokehold.
Should have probably thrown a rabbit punch in there.
And then when I picked him up, I just kind of like
you pick him up like, are you 18? Just waiting. Are you 18? Yes. Boom!
I just picked him, and then the little pussy, when I threw him back down, he's like, "I'm pressing charges."
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I'm like, "Go tell your mom to press charges."
And then I'll tell your dad I'll kick his fucking ass too.
Yeah, and the funny part too was like when I first got out there and had the kid in the chokehold, one of the cars in the middle
took off.
When it slammed in reverse, slammed into the car behind them.
No, that's awesome. Deserve it.
Yeah, they deserve it. So like now they got to go home and explain to their mom why they wrecked their car, and somebody else.
And here's the story, Mom. This crazy guy that lives there came out and started yelling at us. What were we supposed to do?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, that was that story. But
that's great.
But anyway, yeah, going back to your stalker thing. Yeah, no, I mean that's weird. I haven't had anything like that. I do think it's weird. You know, we put ourselves out there publicly, obviously, for people to respond and watch and get involved. So you have to kind of like take some of that when people want to be social with you and talk with you. But what that person did to you is not trying to be social.
We don't know.
That's just being weird.
I don't even know.
You know, and people will ask me online that I've never met before, like, "Hey, do you want to hang out sometime?" Or we'll take, you know,
you were saying that. You had a guy who was going to pay you cash
to go hang out.
And go hang out, take me to the restaurant you like.
And that shit's weird.
Let me turn the lights out and rape you.
And that shit's weird to me. So, like, I love when people come up and say, like, "Oh, I watch your channel, watch this, blah, blah, blah." But to come and be like, "Hey, we need to hang out together, and I'm going to pay you to do that," that's weird.
One cool thing about what we do, though, too, is, like, there's no celebrity to this. Like I said, we're not capturing anybody for celebrity. But it's cool that we're local in Tampa because it's just like if we didn't have like a podcast that we were doing this to, we'd still like, go out and like say what's up to whoever. Like I'd still do every single thing I do. It's just cool in Tampa and it's so cool that, people will get to see like, I was thinking that too. Oh, I went to that place too. Oh, I think Capital Tacos suck too. You know what I mean? But that's cool. I don't think there's like, I don't want to call it celebrity because I think it's more of a regional thing that we do. There is people outside of Tampa that watch it, but I just love it. Like I don't even pay attention like that because it's not a celebrity thing we're doing. We're literally doing this like Wayne's World from back in the day. Yeah. And if people like it, which a lot of people are obviously watching it and liking it, that's awesome.
Right.
I just want to help, as many people like find the cool things to do at Tampa or just listen to us run our mouth.
Yeah, I agree. 110%. 110%. All right, let's take another quick break and we'll be right back.
Okay. All right, we're back. So just before we get out of here, a big weekend, a couple weekends from now coming up. We've got the Vigilant MMA. We've got the Gasparilla Music Festival. But, how do you like doing those things?
Dude, I love it. The Vigilant MMA, that's April 29th. Yep. Doors open at 12 o'clock at Dallas Bull in Brandon. We'll be there calling the shots, calling the action just like we do. If you've never seen us do it before, definitely check it out. We have clips on our Instagram. We have full videos up on our YouTube.
Talking shit, making moves.
Yeah, we're just calling the matches the way we see them, which might be a little bit different than how a traditional,
but I think that's the fun of it.
I guess. Yeah, that's why I think it's fun, But anyway, so we've got that going on April 29th. But also on April 29th, there's also the Gasparilla Music Festival happening at 3 different locations this year. Sparkman Wharf, the Straz Center, and, of course, Curtis Hickson Park. That's April 29th and the 30th. And on the 30th, we will be there once again.
Look for the 813 shirts. Come find us.
Find the 813 shirts, the 813 tent. Come check us out. We're going to be doing some live shows while we're there. Interviews and having a whole bunch of fun. So we want to thank Gasparilla Music Festival for having us out. Thank you, Vigilant MMA, for coming out.
Find us. Maybe we'll throw some free T-shirts out there. Make it happen.
Yeah, and thanks for everybody who's been following us on Instagram. We've had a big Instagram push lately. Gotten a lot of people on there. Special thanks to Jenny Eat World, who's always promoting us. Thank you for that, Jenny. Anything else before we get the hell out of here?
I think we're making it happen. Great to get back up and get it going here in Tampa. Thank you so much for all the support. You can find me at vintage_gimmick on Instagram. 2213 East 6th Avenue in Ybor is the spot. You can come see comedy 3 nights a week, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. on Fridays. Where do we find you?
You find me at Tampa is Life, tampaislife.com, and follow the show at What's Good Tampa Show, what'sgoodtampa.com. We'll see you at the next one.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to the What's Good Tampa Show. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at What's Good Tampa Show or visit what'sgoodtampa.com to get involved with the show. See you next time.